Welcome to the final episode of Everything You Need to Know News.
Today, on the last season of Everything You Need to Know News, we have a question to ask you. Who is your hero? Of course, it's not your usual superheroes like Batman or even Superman. Our Everything You Need to Know News team, also known as J.G.G, bring you the greater insight of a live interview with the special hero of Singapore, Mr. Tan Gee Paw. Now we are at the environment building, ready to bring you an exclusive interview with Mr. Tan Gee Paw.
That's right. For viewers who do not know who Mr. Tan Gee Paw is, he is the man who was responsible for the implementation of new water as Singapore's alternative source of water.
Let's proceed with the interview now!
Let's go!
What was the key issues you felt had to be tackled in your various roles in the many institutions you were and are currently?
Okay. Well, the first one was the cleaning up of Singapore River. That's many years ago. And one of the key issues is to make sure that the people who are affected by the cleaning up, that they are properly taken care of. And therefore, we need to involve all the other ministries and government agencies. The Ministry of Environment by itself can never have done it alone. It needs a coordinated effort of the government because it involves lives, livelihood and people, and that was one of the biggest challenges.
What about starting and following through the development of new water? As if I was not wrong, during that period there were many opposition to it as they were saying, why must we drink water that was recycled from our waste?
Yes. That's a very good question. Well, actually, we started the new water experiments way back in the 1970s, and we did succeed in producing drinking water that meets WHO standards from sewage effluent. But then the technology itself was not robust. In other words, the plant will keep failing every few days and the cost is still very high. But the genesis of the technology was available in those days. Only thing wasn't robust enough, not reliable enough, and the cost was still quite high. So we kept track of that technology till the 1990s, for 20 over years. And then when the cost came down and the membranes are more reliable, we started once more to build another pilot plant. We did not invent new technology. We only made use of existing new technology all over the place and put them together in order to produce new water. And so today we have a very, very reliable system. It is very affordable, and with that we are very confident we can go ahead. An international panel of experts that came in to check on us, and they are still checking on us now every year, twice a year. And we do extensive tests, I think more than 10,000 tests on water, using parameters that far exceeded that of WHO. WHO, I think, needed something like 70, 80 parameters to be tested, like dissolved oxygen and all these other levels. But we tested something like 190 over parameters just to make sure that every one of them is more than okay. Then with that, we launched our new water program, and we launched it in an open book policy. We invited the public to just come in and see everything. We brought the media, the reporters who report on this. We brought them to the US and showed them what is going on in the US. Brought them to the UK to show them what is available in the UK. We brought them back to Singapore and showed them what we've done. And they were all convinced, yes, we are on the right track. Of course, the government itself was very, very supportive. We had the ministers, and they understood the technology. And on National Day, they all drank and toasted to Prime Minister Gopal. We were able to produce water of almost distilled water quality. In fact, when we send new water to the pipelines, the problem is it is so pure. Pure water is a very good solvent to remember your chemistry. And therefore, we have to put back some of the contaminants so that the water is stable enough before we dare send it out to the pipelines. Otherwise, all the cement lining in the pipelines will start dissolving inside the new water, you see? Because it's like distilled water, you know? So imagine that we clean it up so much through reverse osmosis that finally we have to put some of the pollutants back and send it out, you see? And even then, when they reach the wafer factories, they were delighted because it's much purer than the PEB tap water that they will use. It's a triumph of technology and a triumph of public communication to bring them on board to new water technology. So our message to the public has always been, please help us save water. And that will increasingly become a challenge as we go into the future. The first generation of Singaporeans had saving water, that they must save water as they were always conscious of it. It's a national psyche for the first generation, you know. My greatest fear is as we get more and more sources available, everybody takes it for granted, and therefore saving water takes a back seat, and that would not be good for us. So the challenge going forward is every generation must know the importance of saving water as a matter of survival for Singapore.
How do you come your team come up with the different initiatives on improving Singapore's social and economic landscape, like PUB, Clean Up Singapore River? How did you all even come up with the idea to do it? What was the motive behind coming up with it in the first place?
Well, we all shared from the PM in those days all the way down that Singapore is our only home. We cannot say one city is dirty, go and live in another city as the bigger countries can. It's our only home. If we can't keep it clean, then how can we expect the foreigners, the investors to come in and stay here with us and bring the expertise, the investments in Singapore? So actually keeping Singapore clean is a matter of economic survival. If the talents and the funds from overseas think twice about coming to Singapore, then and they see other countries more advantageous, then we will lose out to these people, you know. And we can't afford to lose out because we got nothing here in Singapore except people, you know. So if we don't give them a good living environment, we got nothing left to fall back on. We can't say grow papayas in the backyard, you know, not enough backyards. So everything has to be imported to Singapore. Our only resource are the people, and therefore the living environment for the people must be world class.
After interacting with Mr. Tan Gee Paw personally, we are even more convinced that he deserves to be the hero due to his affable personality. Are you? This is J.G.G reporting from the Environment Building. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of Everything You Need to Know News.